Vishesha Shunyamani Pasha Tideshu Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Shri Vasad Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Ram Ram Hare Krishna. So 5th chapter, start from sloka number 20. Na prashe priyam prapya viche prapya cha priyam stira asam. A person who neither rejoices upon achieving something pleasant nor laments upon something unpleasant, self-intelligent, who is unbewildered and knows the signs of God, is already situated in transcendence. So one who knows the signs of God in truth, in truth, then he is already in transcendence. So he is neither rejoices for anything, attaining something, or neither laments for anything, because he knows everything belongs to the Lord. Voice echoing even now, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Hare Krishna. It's fine now.
Yeah, it's better, Mataji.
Yes, better, Mataji.
Better.
And the YouTube thing was on. Okay, so here it is said, one who knows the signs of God can be a guru. No? So there's a statement in Chaitanya Charitamrita which says, Kipa Vipra Kipa Nyasi Shudra Kenenaya E Krishna Tattva Vete Sei Guru Haya. It doesn't matter you are a Brahmana or a Shudra or a Sannyasi. If you know the signs of Krishna, if you know the signs of God, then you are a guru. So who said this to whom? Any idea? Shreya Mataji?
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told to Ramananda Rai.
Very good. So Ramananda Rai is who? Whose incarnation?
Lalita Sakima.
Some say Lalita.
Arjuna.
Yes, Arjuna. So even Vishaka Saki or Lalita Saki also comes as so in Goloka, Ramananda Rai is Vishaka Saki, some say Lalita, and in Dwaparika he came as Arjuna. So in Dwaparika, what happened? Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita and Arjuna listened. Now when he came to Kali Yuga, when Krishna came as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Arjuna, that is Ramananda Rai, you speak and I will listen. Okay. So Ramananda Rai is like, no, I am a Grihastha, I am a governor, I am a Shudra, and you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, was a Brahmana, a sannyasi. Now, how can a Shudra speak to a Brahmana or a sannyasi? So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is like, it doesn't matter you are a Shudra or a Brahmana or a sannyasi or a Grihastha. If you know the signs of Krishna, then you are a guru. Then you become a, that's it. It doesn't matter who you are. That's what Srila Prabhupada proved it, right? He went to the West and also took all the Shudras and not Shudras, even below that they were Mlechas and all. So they took care of them and then brought them to the level of Brahmanas or Brahmajana Devi Brahmana, gave them the signs of God. So the signs of God is very important. Once you know who am I, soul, who's super soul, who's God. Now when you do that, then that's when your real self-realization starts. Bahisparsheshu ashaktatma vittati atmani yat sukham sabrahma yoga yuktatma sukham akshayam ashnute. Such a bewildered person is not attracted to material sense pleasure, but he's always in trance, enjoying the pleasure within. This way, the self-realized person enjoys unlimited happiness, for he concentrates on the Supreme. Can you give some example where there were so many material things outside, but then that devotee was enjoying pleasure within? He was having unlimited happiness because he was concentrating on the Supreme. It's a just open room discussion. Anybody can answer. Yes, Prahalad, very good. Then who else?
Parikshit Maharaj, Mataji.
Parikshit Maharaj also, he was just having 7 days. Just imagine somebody comes and says in 7 days you're going to die. How much anxiety and stress it will be. But then Parikshit Maharaj stayed very calm because he heard Bhagavatam from Shrudati Goswami. Yes, Prahlad was constantly remembering the Lord.
Raghunath Goswami.
Pandavas had so many issues. And still
Indradumna Maharaj, Mataji.
Ambrish Maharaj.
Ambarish
Ambarish
Maharaj.
Maharaj, good. Ambarish
Ambarish
Maharaj had a lot
Maharaj.
of struggle with when Purvasa Muni was there. But then he was having
Raghunath
unlimited
Goswami.
happiness inside. Who else?
Raghunath Goswami.
Raghunath Das Goswami, yes, he, when he was running towards his family and there were so many problems in the family, but still he had to come back to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he was having unlimited happiness inside. Good. Yes. So this is how, what about in Chaitanya Charitamrita? Can you see some example there?
Namacharya Haridas Thakur.
Haridas Thakur, yeah, Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Excellent reply, Kishore Prabhu. Very good. So Haridas Thakur, so many places, 22 marketplaces he was hidden, and then nothing happened to Haridas Thakur, and he was praying to forgive them. Right, so that's what Namacharya did. So we can get lot of examples where they are the pure devotees who externally so many things are happening, but internally they remain so peaceful.
Mataji, Raghunath Goswami comes from Chaitanya Charitamrita only, no?
Yeah, Raghunath Das Goswami stories comes in the Pani Hatti, Chitadehi Pani Hatti festival and all happens.
Yeah.
Okay. So it is the symptom of a self-realized person. What about Srila Prabhupada? Srila Prabhupada had so many problems outside, but then inside he had unlimited happiness. So that's why when these people, there were some contradictory things happening when Prabhupada went to the hippies. Prabhupada's like, I never thought there are poor people in America, because our concept of America is like rich, multi-rich country and then developed nation. When he said developed, when you go, you should not see anybody lying on the street. But when Prabhupada, when he was to Bowery, that place, so many hippies were on the street. It's like they were not poor, but they were like rejected from the family or they just lost somewhere, right? And they take drugs. So what happens? Prabhupada said, why are you taking drugs? They take drugs and their consciousness in some other way, in trance, and then they forget all miseries and it again comes down. Because once that lifestyle is over, there's no more drugs, and then again they have to take drugs. So Prabhupada's like, I'll give you something which makes you really happy. And he started giving Harinam and Prasad and all. So Prabhupada, one of the devotees said, this is like stay high forever. Prabhupada says, stay high forever. So they made a small notice saying, stay high forever. Swami A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada giving a lecture on such and such day, 26 again, and all that. Then all the reporters are like, how do you know about drugs, Prabhupada? Because you never used it. Prabhupada said, I don't have to use it. An intelligent person, just by hearing, the drugs takes you down. Yeah, but this Krishna consciousness is param drishtva nivartante. You get a higher stage, you don't want to come back, right? So this is what is called unlimited happiness. So that's what Srila Prabhupada had. So they had steadiness of mind and not illusioned by the false identification of body, its true self. Even Prabhupada's guru, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, know that Gaudiya Mata is going to break and so much problem is going to happen. Still, he was detached from everything. This symptom is the basis of not rejoicing or lamenting for material dualities. So it's called sthira buddhi, steadfastness of the mind. They not rejoice or lament for bodily relation or achievement, based on knowledge that he is not this body, but Frankfurting portion of the Supreme Personality Godhead. Asamuda means unlimited, not misidentified body as soul, not take body as permanent. Actually, this body is made up of a bag of tridhatuka. What are the three elements this body is made up of?
Blood, flesh, and urine, stool, mucus.
The main three is mucus, then
Blood, flesh.
But in Ayurveda concept, if you speak,
Pitta,
Pitta,
Pitta, Vata, and
Pitta,
Kapha.
Vata, and
Pitta, Vata, and
Kapha.
Kapha.
Yes, Kapha, Pitta, Vayu. Okay. So when anything goes wrong in one of these things, there is disease, right? In a Vayu, Kapha, and Pitta. So that's what in Ayurveda concept say. As Mataji said, yes, this is a bag of stool and urine and blood and flesh and all that. Right, that's also there. So pure devotee doesn't see lament for any bodily relations or achievements. And if you think that if you identify yourself as this material body, that's also wrong. Yes, if you think that your body is made up of the three elements and you think you are that body, then actually it is scared. Janesha Pitnishu Saeva Bhukara. They are actually an ass or an animal because they are misidentifying their body as the self. So, but a pure devotee doesn't lament for any body relations or achievements, and is based on the knowledge that he's not his body but fractional portion of the Supreme Personality Godhead. Mamemam sho jivaloge jiva mutasanagana manashasrani priyani pratistani karshan. He is fractional portion. As submoda means unbewildered, not misidentifiing body as soul, not take body as permanent. So example of higher taste is Yamunacharya, who is Guru of Ramanacharya. Okay, how they were so detached and they got a higher taste that always they keep chanting the holy name. And one who's absorbed in Krishna consciousness loses taste for sense pleasure. So it is said, the more you hear from a devotee, self-realized soul, the more you get advanced in spiritual life. The more you get advanced in spiritual life, the more you get detached from material world. The more you get detached from material world, you get more attached to Krishna. So once you get attached to Krishna, then you start losing the taste for sense pleasure. All of us have experienced, right? You feel like hearing Bhagavad, you feel like chanting and doing all devotional services, than going out to this material world and enjoying, right? Because you started losing taste in that, started getting attracted to Krishna. So Prabhupada says this is a sign of advancement. What's the natural remedy for jaundice? What do you give?
Jaggery, Mataji.
Sugarcane juice.
Sugarcane juice,
Sugarcane juice.
Sugarcane juice.
Sugarcane juice. And how do you know your jaundice is over?
When they get taste
you
for
feel
sugarcane
the
juice,
sugarcane
they
will be
will
start
feel
tasting
the
sweet.
sweetness of sugarcane juice.
Yes. So
Yes,
they
yes.
start enjoying that taste. No, they have jaundice and they take sugarcane juice. It's bitter, but that's actually a medicine for jaundice. Then as you keep taking, at one point you feel that sweetness and oh, jaundice is gone. You don't have to do any lab test for that. You yourself can find out. So similarly, Prabhupada says you don't have to ask others, am I advancing? Just ask yourself, am I getting more attached to Krishna and Krishna Katha, or am I getting detached from material things? So that's called advancement. So one can work with great vigor without sex pleasure, she avoids, and highest material pleasure in this material world is sex pleasure, and everybody is behind that. And spiritual realization and sex pleasure doesn't go ill together. They go ill together, doesn't go well together. It's like, I want to be very rich, I want to have all my sense gratification. Along with that, I want to be a devotee. Hardly works. Krishna conscious person is not attracted to any kind of sense pleasure due to his being a liberated soul. So it is said that those pure devotees are already liberated. Jivan muktasa uchyate. They're already liberated in this material world because they are not attached to any material things. Yehi samsparsha javo varukayonana evacha evate adi antamanta kauteya nadeshu ramade pudaha. An intelligent person does not take part in business of misery, scheduled to contact with material senses, person of Bhakti. Such pleasures is beginning and an end. So the wise man does not delight in them. Now, how do you, you can raise your digital hand. How do you attract a male elephant in the jungle? You want to trap a male elephant. What do you do? Yes, Charu Mataji, what do you do?
Hare Krishna Mataji, bring a she elephant near to it.
Yes. So bring a she elephant and then the male elephant follows the she elephant and falls in the trap. Right? Some trap will be created by the hunters. And then what about a deer? The voice is not clear.
Yes, Mataji, still echoing.
Okay, I just try this one. Hare Krishna, is it better now, the voice?
Yes, Mataji, now it's better.
Okay, Hare Krishna. Yeah, so what about a deer, Sarbani Mataji?
Mataji, bring a musk because musk is there in its navel, but it keeps on following the beautiful smell which is coming. It doesn't know the musk is there in the navel. So it keeps on, running and running to find the musk. So if somebody brings the musk, maybe it will follow.
No, not exactly. There's some other way, easy way. Charumarchi.
Make a hunter may use the flute sound. With the flute sound, deer will get attracted.
Yeah, the sound. Okay. Yes, as Mataji said, the musk that's fine. That's really for the musk deer, I think, but not for all the deers. It said normally for the deers to get attracted, the hunters make some nice sound and horns or some nice sound, big sound, so that they hear and they get attracted to the music. Like some of us, when there is nice music used to happen. And I was like that in college days. It's like when in the hostel, there'll be like many rooms and some of them will play with nice music of one of the famous musician. And then we all run to that room. So the sense of years is pulling us to that. We leave all our studies and they just run. So that's one thing. And then, yes, so you understood how the elephant gets attracted to the opposite sex by the skin, to the touch, and then the deer through the ears. What about a fish? How does you trap a fish?
Put some food items.
Yeah, so in which sense he's getting attracted? Taste, tongue. So a fish can be trapped through his tongue. A deer can be trapped through his ears, and an elephant through the touch. And what about a firefly or a moth? These can see sometimes during rainy season. Yes, Sarbani Mataji. How do they get attracted?
The light, Mataji.
Yeah, so the light. So they just so much attracted to the eyes. They get the sense which drags them is the eyes. So all of this, and also honeybee. Honeybee just go and sits into the lotus because of that sweet aroma that's coming, or the honey it want to taste, and the lotus closes during the evening time and gets trapped inside. There's also some plant called honey trap. It just goes inside and then just closes the lid and it just traps it, the insect. So these are all like material pleasures. Why is the fish going, seeing that nice something somebody's fishing with the fishing rod, and then the fish thinks, oh, it's nice to eat, and then gets trapped. The elephant thinks, oh, it's a nice for sense gratification, gets trapped. And the deer thinks it's nice music and get trapped. So all these are material pleasures which has a beginning. There's a beginning, and at the same time there's end. It means there is miseries for all these material things. So we should not get attracted to all this. We actually, the Avadu, the Brahmana, actually he learned lessons from all these people, that we should not get attracted to these senses like this. So liberated soul is not attracted in material pleasures, because he has a beginning and an end. As he enjoys unlimited transcendental bliss, he's already enjoying. If somebody gave you gulab jamun, will you feel like tasting a laddu or something after that? No, because the taste of gulab jamun is so much in your mouth that no other taste is higher than that. I mean, that sweetness completely covers your taste buds, that you don't feel like tasting any other. In fact, if you taste anything, it will still taste sweet, because that much pleasure in that ruchi you have got. So the devotional services like that, the unlimited Anandambudi Vardhanam Pradipadam Purnamridaswanadana. There is pleasure at every step. Every step. Okay. How long can you sing the same Bollywood music? How long? 100 times? 100 years, how many years? But then this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, it's the same mantra. Still you feel so fresh to chant. I really appreciate Dinesh Prabhu and Prakash Parak Prabhu from this class. They are there from sharp 4:30, Mangalarati, owning their videos and chanting. It's a great inspiration for many, and many have said that. So we can all set an example from them, where they have got the ruchi to chant, and they're spreading it to others. So this is that ruchi. And at that time, if somebody comes and gives some lakhs of rupees to both of you, will you accept it? No, because that's your chanting time. No, you can't, you will never compensate that. So I feel, even Kishore Kumar Prabhu, I see him coming every day. And that's like, that's the real goal of life. That's what we need in life. Some sadhana, real, perfect sadhana. And can you share the experience, Prabhu, like how is this japa session helping you? I mean, when you're on the video and when you sit with the association of devotees, did it make some improvement in your japa?
Mataji, the time that we spend early in the morning is so beautiful and so heavenly and divine. To describe it in any form of words is almost impossible. I had a habit of waking up at 3:30 long back during my career of MBBS, MS, and then as a surgeon. But then none of them gave me the pleasure that I'm getting now with japa. And that's absolutely superb, out of this world. And if you don't get up one day because of some issues, you feel so much missing that the whole day goes wondering, what am I missing? So even if I do 20 rounds on the other day when I miss the morning, those 20 rounds are also not enough.
Yes. So Dinesh Prabhu, how do you feel that finishing 16 rounds early in the morning? How is that helping you throughout the day?
Mataji, it is very refreshing. In fact, the biological clock is set such that I get up about 3 or 3:15. I sleep at 9:30, and the sleep is complete, full, and very fresh when I sit for.
So you have your dinner like before 7 or something?
And I have dinner by 8:30, Mataji, normally.
Okay.
Between 8:30 and 9:30, I fast asleep. And whole day it is so refreshing. I don't feel anything. And today's Bhagavatam class, Prabhuji was telling that I practice, I eat half of the total food required.
Yeah.
Very well eating. It is very refreshing whole day. But if I overeat, then I tend to fall asleep during daytime also. I feel like resting. But it is so refreshing. For a few moments, there is some camera consciousness. But then after it is okay. I don't feel that there is somebody watching me or not. I'm just focusing on inside and then chanting Mataji. I'm just a beginner learning.
No, that's good. That's good, Prabhu. Only one suggestion is maybe you can have your dinner a little early so that because I finish before 7. I somehow see that before 7 I have my dinner. So that by 9:30 you are almost like your digestion is done. And you get nice proper 6 hours sleep and you're able to get up. So Kishore Prabhu, might be many devotees have said, Mataji, we come for the japa session, but we don't on our cameras because we are camera conscious and that and this. And but owning the camera, is it making some difference, Prabhu, for you?
Mataji, I don't concentrate mainly on camera. Sometimes I see, very rarely, once or twice I see. Otherwise, I concentrate on japa only.
But actually, when you why Namanishra Prabhu
before
said this?
starting Mangalarati,
Yes, Prabhu.
Before Mangalarati starts, I complete 4 rounds, and with all teams, I complete 12 rounds together.
Yeah, so you start at 4 o'clock. You start the japa at 4.
Yeah, so by 4 I start chanting, and 4:30 Mangalarati, then 12 rounds I chant with all.
Yeah, so before 7, you're done.
Yes, Mataji.
Okay, good. Yes, some I can understand you have some family issues that you can't on your cameras. Most of them are mothers and all, but still, yeah. So some are doing like 20 plus rounds. So this will really help you. Why? Because you already got the taste. Yeah, unlimited transcendental bliss. That's what you enjoy. You know, it seems that when Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj, joined the ISKCON movement, and he chanted like 6 hours at a stretch. So like full into the japa. So even Namanishra Prabhu was sharing one experience where he also chanted. Yeah, some have health issues. I can understand. You can't completely sit like straight in front of the camera or something. But then at least come for the japa session, be there and see how devotees are chanting. It's a great inspiration. One devotee said if she didn't feel like getting up, it was like 4:30, 4:45, alarm was snoozed, and 5 o'clock she saw so many devotees already up there chanting, and that really inspired her, and she rushed and took bath and start chanting. So this is devotee association. This is a push we need. And I request to all of you, if you can finish before 7:30 your rounds, you get enough time for the whole day. If your japa is not done, you feel like so much burden or something is heavy in you that you're not happy also. So if you really want that unlimited transcendental bliss, start doing a japa in the Brahma Muhurta. Now you have reached 16 rounds. Now start working on the quality of japa. The quality. Am I hearing the mantra? So don't do radar chanting. Radar chanting means just going on looking, oh, did that person come? Did this person come? How am I looking in the camera? Or just, oh, my fan is not working, I have to call the electrician, and that this is called radar japa. So don't do that. Try to close your eyes and fix on the shabda, or meditate on the Lord, and then try to hear the mantra. Yes, chances of falling asleep is there, but still, if you close the eyes, what happens? All the senses are just shut. So Guru Maharaj was saying, one of the way of increasing the quality of japa is either keep a picture of Krishna in front in that way, or sit in the front of the altar and see the beautiful form of the Lord. In that way, your eyes is fixed on the Lord. Second is chant loudly so that ears can hear the japa. The tongue is working. And also he said, just have the beads in your hand, because Prabhupada mentions chant on the beads. So you have to chant on the beads. So all the senses keep working. So the chance of distraction is less. Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
Mataji, earlier I used to focus on some picture of Krishna or Radharani. But now when with gradual practice, I now find that chanting loudly and focusing and hearing on the chanted words, that has helped in focusing or concentrating much more in any way.
Yes. So this is what will help actually. Yes. Because artificially meditating on the Lord will not help us, but then hearing the mantra. Yes. As Prabhu said, the shabda is very important. Just tips on chanting. Okay. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji.
Even sometimes recollecting the pastimes of Krishna, it helps me, Mataji.
Yes, but I don't know, somehow Gaurakishwara Das Babaji has said, artificially we should not try to imagine the pastime. But as Mataji said, some way the pastimes just keep coming. That's well and good. It's very good.
It keeps coming, Mataji. It keeps coming.
That's very nice. If the pastime is just coming like that, but we should not forcefully think about it. But as Mataji said, when the pastime is just flowing, that's very nice. Rather than concentrating on our pastime or time pass or anything, if Krishna's pastimes are coming, that's excellent, because it's Nama Rupa Guna Leela. First is the name, the form, the quality, and pastimes revealed to you. So the mystic derive unlimited transcendental pleasure from the absolute truth. Therefore, the Supreme Lord is known as Rama. Rama means pleasure. Ramaiti. He just gives pleasure. So Rishabhadev says to his sons that human life should not be used to labor very hard for sense pleasures like stool eaters or hogs. Human life is used to perform penances and purifying the existence. So one of the penances and austerities what we do is getting up at Brahma Muhurta. Animals keep sleeping. They don't know what Brahma Muhurta is. But we human beings, even after getting a human form of life, if we misuse the Brahma Muhurta, I'll tell you, the japa that's done in Brahma Muhurta cannot be equal to the japa done in any other time. Sometimes it's 11 o'clock, 11:30, and we still have 12 rounds to do. What japa is that? It doesn't have any quality in that japa. We are already in Tamoguna is prevalent in the material nature. But in Brahma Muhurta, the Shuddha Sattva is there, so that our mind is fresh from sleep, and also there's nothing to think. Just keep chanting. So here it is said that human form of life is the penances, and also tomorrow is Ekadashi. So you take Ekadashi fasting, and you can have Nirjal, that is without water, or Sajal, have only water, or Safal, only fruits, or Ekadashi Prasad, and then break on the next day with grains. So, and keep chanting more. Yes, Mataji? You had anything to add? Okay, so here it is said,
Mataji, some birds, like cocks and hens, they also get up very early,
Yes.
Yeah,
so yeah, so in material nature itself, they are showing us how Shuddha Sattva is so prevalent in the nature. Yes, Prakash Paraprabhu.
Mataji, all other things like having Krishna in front of you, his murti or picture, all of them help temporarily. But your advice that you speak and then listen to your own japa is the best way of concentrating. That's what I found, Mataji.
That's good. Yes. So because even if your mind goes here and there, because that sound is there, it gets forced to be brought back to the mantra. So you keep hearing. So just keep hearing and just concentrate on how many mantras you could hear. That's the best thing. So Rishabhdev says here, Nayam deha deha bhajam nruloge kasman kaman arhade vidbhujamye tapo divyam putra kayena sattam shuddhayet yasmat brahma saukyam to anandam. He says, as a result of proper penances, you will enjoy unlimited transcendental bliss. The more one is addicted to material pleasure, the more one becomes trapped in material miseries. This sloka where he says, all the living entities who have accepted material body in this world, who has been awarded this human form, should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hawks that eat stool. One should engage in penances, austerities to attain the divine position of devotional service. By such activity, one's heart is purified, and when one attains this position, the eternal, blissful life, which is transcendental material happiness, which continues forever. So till now, we all been rusted, and now we're doing Cheto Darpana Marjanam with the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. We clean our heart with all the anarthas so that Krishna can come and reside. Yeah. So, okay. Shaknoti haiva yashodam praksharira vimokshanat kama krodho bhavam vegam sa uyukta sa sukhi naraha. Before giving up this present body, if one is able to tolerate the urges of material senses and check the force of desire and anger, is well situated and is happy in this world. So the worst thing to control is desire and anger. But then Prabhupada says, we are not stones. We all have desires. Only thing is we have to devotee our desires to Krishna, or purify our desires in Krishna consciousness. And anger has to be used if only when somebody blasphemes devotees or the Lord. That way, anger can also be used in transcendental service, like how Hanuman used this as anger to burn the whole Lanka. No, so somebody has to control the 6 urges, which can become even a guru. Vacho vekam manasa kroto vekam jihva vekam udarapastha vekam etan vekanyo vishahe dadera sarvam apimam prithivim sa shishyat. The nectar of instruction or Upadesh Amrita. And Rupa Goswami says about the 6 things to control is, first is Vacho manasa kroto, speech, anger, mind, then jihva, then is tongue, then udarapastha vekam, stomach and genitals. Tongue, stomach, and genitals come in the straight line, and once tongue is controlled by chanting of the holy name and taking Krishna Prasad, the stomach and genitals naturally become controlled. So it's the duty of the transcendentalist to try earnestly to control the desire and anger, and material desires, if unsatiated, creates anger, and mind, eyes, and chest become agitated. Why to tolerate? One must practice to control them before giving up this material body to make steady progress on the spiritual path and achieve transcendental bliss. So why should, till when should we tolerate? Till death. And how to remain tolerant? By fixing our consciousness on Krishna. The pleasure of Krishna consciousness combined with conviction that nothing in this world can bring lasting happiness will help us tolerate and pushing of the body and mind. Yo anta shuka antar aramas tatanter jyotirevahyaha sayogi brahma nirvanam brahma bhuto adhigacchati. One whose happiness is within, who's active and rejoices within, and whose aim is inwardly, is actually the perfect mystic. He is liberated in the supreme and ultimately attains the supreme. So these are all about liberated souls who saying that, who's active and rejoices within. So once there was some Bhagavad Katha going on, and there was like sudden earthquake. So everyone started running outside except the speaker. The speaker was just sitting there. So after 5 minutes, the earthquake just calmed down, and then everyone came inside. Like, asked the speaker, why did you run? We all were running outside. He's like, you ran outside, I was running inside. In the sense, he was seeing the Paramatma, or he was watching the Lord, or he was praying within. The happiness is within, right? Who's active and because the Lord is in our heart, and then it becomes within, and then it gets go outside. So that's why Krishna consciousness is spreading, because that's the real happiness. And then that person becomes liberated and ultimately attains the supreme. So one gets the strength to tolerate the sensual urges by focusing his happiness, activities, and goal inward. It's called the Brahma Bhuta state. Brahma Bhuta prasannat manashochati na kankshati samasarvesha bhudesha mad bhakti labade. Param, the celebrated platform to enjoy happiness by factual experience within and no longer interested in material external happiness. So what is the practical application for a spiritual practitioner? One must get a higher taste. We need to hear, chant, and have good association. Otherwise, we'll be unable to tolerate the urges of senses over time. It is said, Nacho Gao Bhakta Sange, Kara Sankirtan, Achirate Pabetume, Krishna Prema Then. Nacha Gawa Bhakta Sange. You have to chant and sing in the association of devotees. You should have good association. There's the ABCD association, books, chanting, and diet will help us advance in Krishna consciousness. Labante Brahma Nirvanam, Rishaya, Kshina Kalmashaha, Chinnadveda Yadatmana, Sarva Buddha, Hide Radaha. Those who are beyond the dualities that arise from all minds are engaged in, who are always busy working for the welfare of all living beings, and who are free from all sins, achieve liberation in the Supreme. If we want liberation, then we should raise beyond the dualities of life, success, failure, famous, infamy, and all that. So the highest welfare activity is to revive the forgetfulness of Krishna, being the supreme enjoyer of upright and well-wisher. That's the peace formula we'll see now, 5.29. One cannot engage in such a first-class welfare without being liberated in the Supreme. Therefore, only one who is in full Krishna consciousness can perform such welfare. The imperfect understanding is physical welfare or temporary relief of external body and mind. That's the welfare, what they think. But why it is imperfect? Because the real cause is because our forgetfulness of our relationship with Krishna. Krishna buliya jiva bhogavadya kare. So because we forget Krishna, we suffer. Kama krodha vimuktana yatinam yadachedasam apido brahma nirvanam vartade vididatmana. Those who are free from anger and all material desires, who are self-realized, self-disciplined, constantly endeavoring for perfection, are assured of liberation in the Supreme in the very near future. So there will be liberation. So Brahma Nirvana state means being constantly immersed in the Supreme. So Krishna conscious person is best of all salvadors because effective control of senses is done by focusing on the lotus feet of the Lord, which uproots all deep-grown desires of truth defects. So what's the analogy mentioned here of the tortoise, a fish, and a bird? Does anyone know? Analogy of a tortoise. How does a tortoise raise their children? What about a fish? Yes, Dinesh Prabhu.
The tortoise withdraws its sense organs from all the material and takes out only purposely when there is a need. And that is equated to Krishna consciousness or devotional service. So similarly, a devotee only mixes up with the material objects only for Krishna's consciousness purposes, otherwise it keeps away from materials. No sense enjoyment or sense gratification, only Krishna's satisfaction.
Yes, Prabhu, that's about withdrawing the senses. But here in this sloka, Prabhupada mentions about how a tortoise meditates on the eggs. Okay, so there is the eggs that is laid by the tortoise on the land, and he goes to the water body, the sea, and it meditates on the eggs on the land, and the eggs hatches. Even a fish, it just looks, by looking the children, it nourishes the children, and the bird just by touching. So it says similarly, Krishna is far away from us in Goloka Vrindavan, but a devotee, because of continuous chanting and doing devotional service, he is also meditating on the Supreme Lord. So this is the analogy that's given. A tortoise brings up its offering simply by meditation. The eggs of the tortoise are laid on the land, and the tortoise meditates on the egg while in the water. A free fish brings up its offering simply by looking at him, and a bird maintains the offering by touching. Similarly, devotee in Krishna consciousness, though far away from the Lord's abode, can elevate himself to that abode simply by thinking of him constantly, by engagement in Krishna consciousness. So you become Krishnatized. That's what we need. So this is an example, analogy which can become as your Bhakti Shastri question. So the analogy of tortoise, of fish, and the bird bringing up the children. Brahma Nirvana is the state of absence of material misery due to being constantly immersed in the stream. Chakshushchaivantare bhuvo pranapanav samakrita nasabhyantara charino yadendriya manobhudir munirmoksha parayanaha vagati cha bayakrodo yasada mukta evasaha. Cutting out all external sense objects, keeping the eyes and wish concentrate with the two eyebrows, thus spinning the inward and outward breaths within the nostrils, and thus controlling the mind, senses, and intelligence. The transcendentalist aiming at liberation becomes free from desire, fear, and anger. One who is always in this state is certainly liberated. The Krishna consciousness is described as transcendental position of liberation in the Supreme, which includes the following realization. One, understand one's spiritual position. What is our position? Jivera Surahoi Krishna and Nityadas, we are the eternal servant of the Lord. And then we try to see the Lord's presence everywhere. So Ashtanga Yoga also is there in this Bhakti Yoga by seeing that it's becoming free from all fear, desire, and anger, controlling the senses, mind, and intelligence, and feeling the presence of super soul, transfer the situation. So Krishna consciousness is the easiest form of yoga, the best of all the yoga. Krishna says, Yoginam api sarvesha madgade nandaratmana shraddhavan bhajate omam same tamo madaha. Right? So being always engaged in devotional service does not risk losing his sense to some other engagement. Thus, it's better way of controlling the sense than Ashtanga Yoga. So this is the last sloka and a very important sloka of the 5th chapter. The peace formula says, Bhoktaramit tavasam sarvaloga maheshwaram sukritam sarvabhutanam nyatva mam shantim richati. The 3 things we should be taking care of. We know that Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifice and austerities. That is, he is a supreme enjoyer. He is the supreme lord of all planets and demigods. Sarvaloga maheshwaram. And the benefactor and well-wisher of all living and sukritam sarvabhutanam. Then we get peace. Nyatva mam shantim richati. Yes, that's a peace formula. How to attain peace through understanding Krishna's supremacy is the peace formula we should know. It says Karma Yoga as action in full knowledge, practical application of Krishna consciousness. So we are eternal servant of the Lord. So pure soul is the eternal servant of the Lord as practical part and parcel, and our suffering is because of contact with Maya. Okay. So Krishna consciousness means arousing of spiritual experience in the material world brings one into spiritual life while one is in the jurisdiction of matter. Lord is not partial to anyone, but reciprocates according to our approach. Ashtanga Yoga is already practiced in Krishna consciousness. And the highest perfection of life is only devotional service can award peace to the human being. So as they were sharing their experience of chanting the holy name in Brahma Muhurta, no, once the chanting sets up, then hearing Srimad Bhagavatam, studying Bhagavad Gita, scriptures, reading or the Swadhyay, everything goes in hand. Because all the scripture says about chanting the holy name, that has to be done. So devotional service only can bring peace because that's the highest occupational duty of the human. Also, so we are done with chapter 5 and we'll start with chapter 6 next week. And in might be a month, you'll have a close book assessment. So did I share the question bank to all of you? You all have that, the different questions which can come from the Sri Devi Mataji, is it shared? Any idea? The question
Yes,
bank.
Mataji, it is shared.
Not the handbook. You have the question bank, right?
Yeah, question bank is
okay. So
shared.
please go through all the close book questions there. There'll be 10 questions, and in that 8 questions have to be answered. Okay. It will be 5 marks each. Short answers. Start preparing now itself. And also the slokas. Please study the slokas. Okay, you're supposed to recite 3 slokas. So in that way, we can finish our close book assessment of Unit 1. Unit 1 means there is 6 chapters. So once the 6 chapters are done, then we'll go to the second module. That is the second 6 chapters. And once when Bhagavad Gita is done, we'll start with nectar of devotion. Then we'll start Ishopanishad and nectar of instruction. Okay. So any questions, or can we? So tomorrow is Ekadashi. Please do take Ekadashi fast. It's Amalaki Ekadashi. So in whatever way, the main thing is not fasting. It's on our consciousness. How our consciousness should be on Krishna on that particular day. Dinesh Prabhu, what is this? You said the 3 and are in equilibrium in Brahma Muhurta.
Mataji, in one of the classes, we were told that we are always having 3 modes of material nature. Sometimes one is dominant, sometimes at the other time of day, the other one is dominant. Yes. But during Brahma Muhurta, all the 3 modes of material nature are in balance or in equilibrium, and that is the best time when the Satoguna or the mode of goodness can be elevated to highest level. That is why. So,
Sattvagun, Rajagun, Tamagun, even these 3 are considered material. But Shuddha Sattvagun, that is pure goodness, as you said, will increase. Yes, naturally, it's in Sattvagun is more in the material nature during the Brahma Muhurta, and that's the time where all spiritual activities can be done to the best. Yes, Prabhu. So that really helps. That's why it really helps in Brahma Muhurta to chant the holy name.
That is true. Yes. And contact with material world is minimum when we get up early in the morning and are focusing on
Yes, yes.
chanting.
Okay, so yes, Prabhu, because of Gaura Purnima, so much of work is happening in Mayapur because of the parikrama and all that. So now all the initiation, everything is like on hold, because only after Gaura Purnima will some of these official things happen. So that's one thing. And Guru Maharaj's traveling to America is kind of getting fixed. So he might go for his treatment to America. So we are just not received any intimations from them when he's going to come. So nomination group is also waiting for the same. Yes, Priyadarshini Mataji.
Mataji,
Yes, I got unmuted. Can you unmute?
to identify the pictures in the exam, I think your playlist will help us a lot, Mataji.
Which
That
pictures?
Though I believe there's a part in the exam where we have to identify the pictures. No? I mean, what they refer to. Slides.
You mean
Is it so?
analogy?
Analogy is one thing. One thing. Then I believe they'll show us some pictures. We have to say what they are, describe what they are.
No.
No, it's not there.
This is a closed book.
In Bhakti Viksha class, we discussed that we have to identify the pictures also, like Dronacharya being told by Duryodhana. I mean, in the first chapter it comes, no? He challenges him. Sarcastically, he speaks to Dronacharya. Those scenes may be shown to us. We have to say what they are. Is it not there?
That is given in the handbook also, Mataji.
But it's not a part of Bhakti Shastri exam. Might be a small group discussion, or it might be, see, the handbook which you got, that's the offline Bhakti Shastri handbook, offline. Because of this corona and all things became online. So they didn't recreate a new system for online. Whatever is happening offline only, it's happening. That's why I told you have to handwrite, because in offline it was handwritten, no typing. So that's one thing. So Mataji, this is not in the curriculum as such. In online curriculum, it's not there. Might be offline, they can have more chances for that. But in here, it's just every 2 chapters you have an open book assessment. That means in unit 1 you have 2 open book assessment, and after the end of 6 chapters you have a closed book assessment. That's like 10 questions, short questions. Only 8 you have to answer, and sloka recitation. That's it, Mataji. Okay.
Then fine, Mataji, no problem. But if you want to listen to you again, I think your playlist.
The playlist. Yes. I love you.
We can listen to you again and again. No, that's it. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, about shloka recitation, that is going to be from chapter 1 to 6.
Yes, 1 to 6.
And are we given a choice to recite shloka of our choice, or
yes, your choice. You can select the slokas, 3 slokas. Just chant the sloka. And the translation need not be a word to word from the book. Whatever you understood the sloka, you can just tell. Okay.
Thank you, Mataji.
Yes, Neeraj Mataji.
How many shlokas we need to Bahat Mataji?
3. It's out of 10. So 3 marks each for each sloka, and the 1 mark is for fluency, just to see how fluent you are with the sloka.
So out of 10, we can select whatever 3 we want, and we can recite that.
No, there are more slokas for the first 6 chapters. The 3 slokas you select. Yes. The important slokas in the first 6 chapters are 12 or 13, right? Something like that.
Yes, ma'am.
So out of that, you select 3 and study, and then the marks is out of 10.
Okay, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji, shall we request Sridevi Mataji to take care of the playlist and all that? I mean, in case we are very busy, no?
But not everyone have access to the temple channel, because the temple channel got hacked so many times. So the thing is, only some teachers are given access. So only those who have access can. That's okay. I'll just try to do it.
You're very busy. I thought
the time is.
I know.
Try to do it. Okay.